Hey, it's Mike. I am back, and I am ready to do some Hare Krishna stuff. Let's get right into it. Um, we're going to go right into the opening. I forgot what I was doing. We're going right into the opening, the brand new opening, starring me, Mike.
Hello?
Hello.
All right. I guess I got to fix that ending, that opening. Something wrong with the ending of that opening. That's the music and everything. It ain't right. But I'll get to that. Hey, Travis, how you doing? Good to see you here. Yeah, I'm glad you're here to catch this because this is something I wanted to do now. I'm trying to figure out the right time to stream because I've got noise during the day now, so it's kind of screwing up my day, and then at night, I just don't know. I'm not sure but we're gonna work it on. We're gonna work it out. And hey, we got Cumbersome 1987. Hey, Mike, second time joining. Ex-devotee has recently left the cult. Thanks again for all the videos. They've really been helpful to me, reprogramming my brain. Hey, you are welcome, man. Thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Really, absolutely, and thanks for coming back and join in. And really, it's great to have you here. So, speaking of that, new people coming in and joining in and watching, as my audience is growing, I did, as the thumbnail says, I did get correspondence from someone in the cult, and hey, Jenna, how you doing? Good to see you here. Thanks for joining us today. So I did get correspondence from someone in the cult, another creator, a disciple of Harvard dumbass Goswami. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, Trey. And so I wanted to do this right now because I just got this email, just came in. I woke up to this this morning. Hey, Hayden, good to see you. I know the times they are a changing. The time schedules they are a changing. I'm trying to figure out the best time I'm trying to figure out the best time, and I just haven't figured it out yet. I haven't figured it out yet, but here we are. Thanks for everybody joining in. Fake human's not here. Fake human's not here. But we're gonna go ahead and ring the bell. And so this is a really good opportunity so I can show you that this guy. So this is a guy that contacted me. Let me see if I can find. Where's his video? Okay. Well, first of all, it's this guy. Okay, so this guy. So he's got a channel, Easy Bhakti, and his Chandra Shekhar Das or whatever. He's very much into the dress code and everything. Now, I just want to comment just real briefly here. I want to say, he says he's a follower of Prabhupada, and he's a disciple of Hridayananda. He's all into this dress code thing. Prabhupada made it clear in that conversation that I showed, that I read in the Veda base, where Prabhupada says, and you're keeping hairs. He's telling these guys, you got hair. And they had hair like this. This is exactly the kind of hair that they had. Hey, Howard Johnson, good to see you, man. This is exactly, pretty much, this is how those guys, this is how those two guys looked when they went into Prabhupada's room. And we're talking to Prabhupada about King Ugrasena and his 4 billion servants, okay? They look like this guy. They had long hair like that, and that's long hair, right? That's long hair to Prabhupada. They had long hair, and they probably weren't even wearing a dhoti, a kurta and dhoti. And Prabhupada kept telling them, well, look at you guys. You guys have long hair, you're keeping hair. You're not, my disciples, and he told them, my disciples don't have hair, they have shaved head. And then and this guy, he doesn't, so basically this guy, he wants to, hey, how you doing? And good to see you here. So Hridayananda and this guy, because he's a disciple of Hridayananda, they want to cosplay, but they don't want to cosplay. They want to cosplay as Hindus and cosplay as spiritual monks or whatever, but they don't want to cosplay. He doesn't want to put on a dhoti and a kurta. He doesn't want to shave his head. He doesn't want to lose his identity. He doesn't want to be, he doesn't want to be in a cult, but he wants to be in a cult. He's, who's he trying to fool? Anyway, his whole thing is, we don't have to follow, their whole thing is, Prabhupada didn't say this and Prabhupada didn't say that. Well, Prabhupada did say, he made it clear in that conversation, my disciples don't have hair. And they said to him, oh, so is that a definitive? We wanted to make sure. We wanted to hear it from you. We wanted to make sure. He said, yes, my disciples have a shaved head. They have a sika. Shaved head and sika. So first of all, this guy is not following what Prabhupada says. I just want to make it clear. And we all know. He wants to play Hindu. He wants to play white Hindu. This guy with his, I can be Shrimakunda too if I want to be, but that's this guy. So he writes me an email, and this is just the stupidity of these guys. The stupidity, just the ignorance, the stupidity, just the unaware. I mean, I don't know how you call yourself a disciple of Prabhupada or a disciple of Hridayananda, or being in calling yourself Chandra whatever, and you don't know this basic stuff. Like I said, I know Swami, I'm no guru. I know Indra Yumna Swami. I wasn't even a temple president. I was no temple president. I was no nothing. But you know what? I pay attention. I paid attention in school, and I paid attention when I'm sitting in a lecture, I'm reading Prabhupada's books. I'm paying attention to what he's saying in these books. I'm a reader. I read everything. And I know what's in there. I don't have it memorized, but I know what's in there. And we all do. We all know. We know what we heard. We know what we read. We know what was told to us. Some of us can remember more. Some of us learn a little bit more, and we know more stories. We have more verses memorized. We have more terms. Oh, the 3 this and the 5 that and the 6 this and 7 that. And there's the 8 types of this and the 9 types of devotional service and the 4 types of this and the 8 times and there's, what was it? There's there's 1. Krishna's Supreme Personality. Krishna is 1. Krishna is Guru is 1. 2. What was 2? Radha and Krishna. 2. 3. Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva. 4 is, there's 4, 5, the Panchatattva. 6, there's 6 whatever. There's 9, 8, there's 7 of this, 8 and 9. I can't remember all of that shit. There's just too much. But we know. We've been around. I was around for 20 fucking years. I know. I don't have it remembered, and I wouldn't know giving no lectures, but I know. Like what that idiot said, we know what we know, and we know what we don't know, and there's things that we know we don't know, And there's things that we don't know that we don't know. The unknown knowns, the known, the unknown. What are the fucking Donald Rumsfeld? Yeah, and Hridayananda Goswami got kicked out of ISKCON after the zonal guru ended. They let him back in, but he clearly still feels very angry. I'm like, this. I got so many little things on my computer because I'm producing this show. It takes any opportunity to give the finger to Prabhupada's rules. Yeah, I listened to him lecture way back. I've been to his house. I'm familiar with. Yeah, but yeah, he started this whole Krishna thing where you don't have to dress, you don't have to whatever. I mean, he's no different than Gaurahari. They're all the same. That's why I lump this Gaurahari as a great barometer or a great whatever you call it. Compare and contrast, because Gaurahari, we look at Gaurahari and we go, oh, he's out there on his own, he's all whacked out, and he's got these wacky followers, and he's doing his own, but he's no different than these guys. He's absolutely no different than any of these other guys. Just that he's got 8 people on Zoom, he's got 8 knuckleheads on Zoom acting stupid, and Indra Yumna Swami's got a whole friggin' room full of idiots in front of him acting stupid. It's the same stupidity. It's the same everything. Sri Nayananda, Narayan Maharaj and his bunch, and Shamarani and Radha Dasi, and they're all this. It's all the same mental illness. It's all the same crap. It's all the same crap. It's, some are better at it than others. I know fake human's kind of our AI chat box. I know he's like, I know it's like it doesn't feel right without him. You know, this guy just blindly bleats from the hymn. That, you know, and that's one of the points. Is like these people come in, and I've said this on many shows. People come in and they read the books, and they're like, oh, Prabhu, and they go and they distribute some books, and they read some books, and they understand, and they get it now, but they don't know the shit. But they know the superficial crap. You know, the you know what they know what you need to know to give a lecture and do the thing 3 times to the head and 3 times whatever, and they know that shit. So now they feel like they're the authority. That's this bullshit, and they think they're the authority. Now I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna tell people what's in these books, and I'm gonna teach, and I'm Chandrasekhar. Who the fuck are you? And you don't know what's in Prabhupada's books, because you come and you ask me some stupid questions, and when I answer them, you act all shocked, or you act like what I'm saying is opinion. The nerve of these guys, just blindly bullshitting. So let me find this email here. I want to share it with you because it just shows you now I lost. Hold on. Okay, so I was sharing this with my producer Rafael, and so I sent it to him and I showed him what was going on. So let me show you how this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not, you know, when it comes to this pedophile cult and these ex-devotees, or these not ex-devotees, these devotees that want to like try and talk their way out of this book. I'm not a nice guy with these people. I was a nice guy with these people when I was in it. and I was in it, and I was Oprah Boo, and all respects, and all this bullshit. That ain't me now. Because now I know what the fuck's going on. So I'm not a nice guy when it comes to when it comes to these people. I'm just not. So he want, and this is fucking gaslighting shit. This is gaslighting. This is gaslighting. I was in this. He doesn't know who I am. Evidently, he wants to pretend like he doesn't know who I am. But I got a YouTube channel and I got videos. So why don't you watch a video and maybe you'll learn something? Maybe you'll see the video. You'll see me as a devotee in the video. Maybe you'll see those pictures of me when I'm obviously a lot younger than I am today. You'll see videos of me in India. You'll see videos of me, and then you won't ask. You won't be clueless. I mean, did we all just give up our intelligence when we joined this cult and just become like dumb zombies? Because I noticed a lot of devotees, not the younger devotees that were just joining, but Prabhupada disciples that I was meeting, I was becoming friends with, were like so unaware of every, like, oh, there's microwave ovens now. I mean, it's just, I'm exaggerating, but almost to the point where, like, and I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I know what you're talking about. We got Ann is going to be a fake human for today. All right. Pause. I'm glad you're here. I'm gonna learn something. Thanks for stopping by. I know I know the time schedule is really wacky for me, and I was gonna do this tomorrow. For me, it would be tonight, but I just went ahead and did it now because I'm still trying to work this out. We're trying, yeah, we don't know what happened with you, fake human. He's missing. The fake human is missing. He might went to bed thinking it was going to be for tomorrow. It's going to be for tomorrow. Sorry we faked you out, fake human. Yeah, and it has to do with this Bhakti Braj Mohan as well. So here's this Cyril, this Chandrasekhar, sending me an email, and I understand he's trying to be. You're in a pedophile cult, dude. I don't give a fuck. So he sends me this email. Here's the email and my response. I'm going to read it to you. He says, hello, Mike. I'm Charles Warrer. Yes, I'm a follower of Srila Prabhupada. Honest question, why do you focus so much, it seems to me, especially in your lives, on ISKCON? Best wishes, Charles. Now, that's what I'm saying. If you're watching my videos, if you've seen my videos, you've seen my live, you would know that I'm an ex-Hare Krishna. I spent 20 years in it. My daughter was molested. Okay, you don't know. Let's say you don't know. But maybe you should know before you send me a stupid question like that. Because I would assume that if you come to my channel and you see my videos, you scroll through there and you click on one or two to see what I'm talking about, maybe you should listen and maybe you'd learn something. And come on, I'm talking about ISKCON because I was in it. I'm not talking about any other cult because I wasn't in any other cult. Again, you would see that I was a Hare Krishna if you would just watch the 5 seconds of a video. Okay, so your stupidity or your ignorance or your just lack of awareness, that pisses me off. That pisses me off. You're going to come in and ask me why do you focus so much on ISKCON? Do you watch the videos, or do you just look at the thumbnail and then ask me a stupid question? I mean, it really seriously. I mean, like, what am I, your babysitter now? Because I want to answer your question, but now I got to go back and. Hey, what are you, 5 years old or something? You could start off and say, hey, Mike, I understand you're upset about ISKCON and you have some real issues about ISKCON being a pedophile cult or ISKCON being a cult. Can you give me some of your history on why you feel this way? And I might have said, well, you can watch a video. If you haven't watched any videos, it's not that hard to figure out. But since you asked, yeah, we're all gonna be fake human. That's how much we miss fake human. That's how much fake human is missed. I'm gonna tell you, fake human is missed. So my answer is, so I laid into this guy just like I do here. I started ranting, and because I have trauma, I have PTSD. I blame it on the PTSD. Okay, I'm gonna blame it on that. I misread what he said, and I thought he said I thought he was talking about Prabhupada. He was asking about ISKCON, but I answered him as if he was talking about Prabhupada. So I said, and this is what I sent him. This is what I sent him. Because he was a piece of shit cult leader who was not only a pedophile with his child bride, but he taught his disgusting disciples to marry little girls. He was no pure anything. He has deceived and continues to deceive innocent people, destroy lives, cause harm, cause harm to women, children, and anyone who comes in contact with his racist, sexist, homophobic, anti-Semitic, shit for brains, bullshit books. He was a failed chemist pedophile, child-marrying narcissist, megalomaniac cult leader who claimed he was a pure devotee and talked to Krishna. You and all you Krishna pedo freaks are delusional and need deprogramming, so you will stop spreading this bullshit about a failed chemist and stop ruining people's lives, abusing children, and covering up for pedo gurus, which they don't even really cover up anymore. Bhakti Vikash comes out and says, hey, we just got to forgive these guys. We're tired of pretending. We're tired of pretending that these guys didn't do anything. Or we're tired of pretending that we're just gonna quote this verse from Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, and that's it. Let me go back to it. Abusing children and covering up for pedo gurus. And your Harvard dumbass Goswami can go back and get a real education and learn he's in a pedo cult and he has wasted his life believing lies and protecting and worshiping pedophiles. What else do you want to know? So that was my answer to him. So he sends it back. He replies because I figured he'd just take. I figured he'd take a hint that I didn't want to talk to him. Fake human 6 feet under in New Vrindavan. Yeah, I hope not, man. We need to reboot fake human. That's all. We just need somebody needs to reboot him. You hit that power button a couple times. Maybe try unplugging and plugging him back. Plugging him back in. Email sender played stupid game, won a stupid prize. Yeah, I mean, So this is his reply. He says. So he sends a reply back. Let me show you. He sends a reply back. He says, "Interesting take you have. Even if true, aren't there ton of similar pieces of shit out there?" And then he says, "And let me ask you this: what's your knowledge about Hinduism? Have you gone to university? Are you somewhat learned regarding South Asian religions? You seem to have a disdain towards the modern educational system. Harvard, he thinks that my calling his guru Harvard dumbass Goswami, that I was making fun of Harvard. He thought I was making fun of Harvard, not his guru. When I called his guru Harvard dumbass Goswami, he didn't get the HD, the Harvard dumbass, the Hridayananda HD. He didn't get the HD and Harvard dumbass Goswami. He thought I was making fun of Harvard. I mean, I can, okay, I'll let that slide. Hey, Rafael, how you doing, buddy, man? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Oh my God, he replied to Mike's rant. Yeah, I think the best part's coming. The best part is to come. Best part is to come. He says, what degree do you hold and in what field, may I ask? So my reply to that was, I said, so my reply to that was, interesting take. What the actual fuck, dude? You can go fuck all the way off. I was a Hare Krishna for 20 years in Los Angeles. Been to Vrindavan about 15 times. Been to your guru Harvard dumbass Goswami's house. Heard his dumbass lecture many times. I was an assistant to Yashodanandan Swami for over 10 years. Was the secretary of the Hare Krishna Society for 10 years. My daughter was molested at the LA temple. Go fuck off. And so then he replied. He replied after that. I know. It's like I'm purposely misunderstanding. I'm trying not to engage in this guy. I don't want to. I don't want to have an email correspondence with this pedophile. I'm trying not to have a correspondence with this pedophile, but he keeps replying to me. He keeps replying. He keeps replying to me. Hey, Dahlia Roberts, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, so he replies again. And he says, I'm sorry about your daughter. Were you initiated? I was born in LA. So I replied to him. This is my final answer. And he may be watching. Maybe if you're watching, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do, man. I mean, but this is a good learning experience. This is a good learning experience for everybody out there. Maybe this is how you got to handle these people, man. I don't know. Maybe. So my final response is, I do not correspond with pedophiles. So unless you can tell me Prabhupada is wrong in this conversation where he says 19-year-old men and 12-year-old girls is a very good combination for marriage, I must consider you supportive of this statement and a proponent of child marriage, and by extension, pedophilia. In this conversation, there is also talk of a man who wants to human traffic his own 12-year-old daughter to a 26-year-old man. Sending to India to avoid U.S. laws is human trafficking his own daughter. Since Prabhupada is teaching this child marriage and pedophilia to his disciples as the Vedic system for his movement, there is no way to characterize this ISKCON as anything but a pedophile cult. All you need to do is say that Prabhupada was wrong to promote this child marriage in this cult. Until you do that, do not contact me. And I left him the link to that room conversation. He's trying to discredit you on the basis of education when Prabhupada literally thought Western education was useless. How many references to mundane scholars? Yeah, Hridayananda is also a mundane scholar. Yeah, he wants to say that Harvard dumbass Goswami knows more about South Asian religions than I do. And then I would just say, well, does he believe that there's a demon head eating the moon? Does he believe in this child marriage? Does he believe that there's a spaceman floating between the planets playing a guitar? Does he believe that? Does he believe these things? Does he believe if you don't worship Govardhan Hill, you're going to be bitten by the snakes of Govardhan Hill? Does he believe all this stuff? Because I don't care. You can go to Harvard, you can go to Oxford, you can go to Cambridge. If you believe that stuff, you failed as a student. You failed as a student. Now, you can get to tell me that there's a demon head eating the moon. It is not. And as long as he believes that shit, why should I listen to him? Why should I listen to anything he has to say? Exactly. Why would he email me? Is he that ignorant of what his founder was about? Is he that ignorant? Yes, exactly. Does he not know? Does he not know about that conversation? And if he doesn't know about that conversation, why doesn't he know? And you know what? Maybe you should learn a little something before you come at Mike like that. And Mike got all the receipts. People are so brainwashed by this cult, they can't see beyond the bullshit. He wants it to be, this is what he thinks. This is exactly. You know, look at this guy. Okay, first of all, let's look at this guy. He's probably a nice guy. He's just in a pedophile cult. He doesn't know it. And unfortunately, Mike's here to tell him about it. And I'm sorry I got to be the bearer of bad news. You're probably a really nice guy. You're probably a nice guy. I'm sorry.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
No, seriously, now, I'm rough around the edges, and I can be an asshole, just like anybody else could be an asshole. And when it comes to this pedophile cult and all the people that have committed suicide, Janardana, my friend, what was his name? Jagjivan. And all my other friends that I know, that they wasted their life in this cult, and they could have had a very nice life doing whatever they wanted to do. Even if they wanted to fuck up their life, they could have fucked it up, but they didn't have to fuck it up in this goddamn fucking pedophile cult. All the suicides, all the children that were molested. My daughter was molested. All the children that were molested, all the children that committed suicide. So much that happened. The guy getting shot. The people that were murdered and buried under the river in New Vrindavan. All the little girls that were married off, that were raped and married off. All the kids that were abused in Mayapur. All of this shit. All of this shit. Are you gonna dance around and act like you're gonna dance around? You think it's a friggin' party? Hey, you want to make your little music video and chant your Hare Krishna and talk about what people should can wear, what they can't wear, and all that stuff. Meanwhile, all this shit's going on. You want to act like that didn't happen? You want to act like that didn't traumatize thousands of kids? All the Rupa Manjaris and all the hot lips. All the Paz's brothers and families. I mean, this cult is nothing but a friggin' it's a friggin' destruction zone. You go to any Hare Krishna temple, you're gonna see miserable people there that have been abused. And everybody knows it. Everyone wants to act like nothing. Everybody on that street on Watsika knew that my daughter was molested, and not just my daughter. There was a little girl that was molested. There were a bunch of little girls that were molested there, and there were a bunch of Narayan's wives running around on Watsika Avenue, and nobody's saying nothing about nothing. And everybody's just walking into a den of lions, and all the lions are painted like little friggin' bunny rabbits. Maybe if somebody had said something, maybe Rupa Manjari would never have married Narayan. But no. The four previous abused wives, and nobody knows nothing. All the people on that street that knew that Ananga, or whatever her name was, that was molested, nobody said anything. No, then my daughter is molested. And then they all stick up for the molester. And you're going to ask me, well, why? Why I call it a pedophile cult? These people got the nerve to come in here playing stupid. You don't know who I am? Maybe you should find out who I am. It ain't hard. My whole fucking life story is on the internet. I fucking made video after video saying who I am and what the fuck happened. People are too fucking stupid. You want to come in here and ask all this shit? Paint yourself like you're holier than thou? Like you're Mr. Respectful and all this shit while your cult is marrying off little girls? Doing all kinds of harm. Everything from marrying little girls, molesting little kids, to friggin' temples falling on people and killing them. And everything in between. You come in and act like I got a problem? Like you don't know this about your own fucking cult? Then come in and play stupid with me. Chandrasekhar and Bhakti Braj Mohan. Don't accuse me of not knowing shit, and yet I know a lot of more shit than you guys do. You want to act like I don't know anything. Where did you get your degree in Indian religion? I don't need a degree. Evidently, I know more. I know how to use the Veda base better than you do. I don't know. I don't have to go to Harvard to fucking look up women have small brains in the Veda base. I don't have to go to Harvard to know that what Prabhupada said about Hitler. I can look in the Veda base. I don't need a degree in religious studies from fucking Cambridge to know that Prabhupada was a fucking cult member, a failed chemist pedophile with his 11-year-old wife. And these fuckers can't figure it out. They want to make videos chanting all this, and they don't know what the fuck they're in. Maybe you shouldn't be broadcasting and telling. Maybe you shouldn't be broadcasting this shit if you don't know what the fuck you're broadcasting.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
You're out there talking, and that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I was doing the same thing. I was out there spreading, but we all were. If we, any of us that were in here, we're doing the same. We're doing the same thing. They were doing this. They're doing this. We were doing the same thing. I got a delivery. I got a delivery here. Come on, bring me my delivery. uh, hold on a second. I got my assistant producer is bringing me my. Thank you. Thank you so much. uh, where did Prabhupada get his degree? He probably was a dropout. Probably went to Scottish Church's College in Calcutta, but he didn't graduate. He dropped out. We call that a dropout. He says they want you to believe that he refused his diploma in some protest, some Gandhi movement protest, that he rejected his diploma and whatever. But in reality, we call that a dropout. When somebody goes to college and they don't get their diploma, they don't finish, they don't accept it. He didn't get it. If he had graduated and got his diploma and it was just a matter of him accepting it or not, he would still have this degree. He didn't get no degree. He didn't get his diploma. He didn't accept it. He didn't get it. He dropped out. He was a dropout. He was a college dropout. Just like so many of his followers dropped out of college when they met him. When they met him, they dropped out and started following him around. So when he was in college and he met his guru, he kind of did the same thing. He kind of just was like, fuck it. I'm not gonna finish college. I'm just gonna go chant Hare Krishna or whatever the fuck. We call that a college dropout. But if you want to listen to the romanticized story that ISKCON wants you to believe, because they don't want you to believe that the Prabhupada was a college dropout. They want you to believe that it was, it was like some technicality, and he did, he was in protesting, and he was in Gandhi's movement, and fuck you. Yeah, I know. I was gonna do that. I had a lot of ideas on what to do with this guy. But I almost did that. That's a good idea, and it was. I had that. I had that idea. I had a couple ideas. Thanks. It's fake human. It's the fake human. You should change your name to fake human. That happened in the 90s. What I don't know. I lost the train. I'm sorry I got to you too late. Ashok Gauranga-Das. I moved on from my rant. I lost the train. Did Prabhupada have a degree? Prabhupada did not get. No, he did not. He did not finish college. He did not graduate. He did not get a degree in anything. He got a degree in bullshittery. Is what he got a degree in bullshittery. Yes. Yes, if you go to school, you can meditate with some beads and get some kiwi. Get some kiwi. Look at this. Here we got a story. What's this story here? The pujari at our temple got caught trying to molest a young boy at the Sunday feast. ISKCON banned him for 5 years, but didn't report it to the police. No, they don't want to report it to the police. So now the guy's free to go he's free to go molest someone else. Just not at ISKCON, because ISKCON doesn't give a fuck. ISKCON doesn't care, and he can go to a different ISKCON temple. He can go to a different ISKCON temple if he wants. It's and that's what I'm saying. Well, why would they not report it? And I don't even believe that they banned him for 5 years. They say that shit. They say that. Oh, we banned him for 5 years, but then a week later, there they are. There they are, I don't know. I don't know. So, but that just shows you how is he that unaware of what's going on in his cult? Is he that unaware of Prabhupada that does he not know? Does he not know that Prabhupada had an 11-year-old wife and was 22 years old? Does he not know what Prabhupada says? Can he be that dumb? Can he be that stupid? Can he be that stupid? I mean, we all were. I was. I didn't know. I didn't walk into the cult knowing. I didn't always know. I didn't always know this, obviously. But I mean, I found it out, and we all know the controversial things that Prabhupada says. So if we all know the controversial things that Prabhupada says, it's kind of foolish to think that there's things that he said that we don't know. And he said a bunch of controversial things that we know about women having small brains, about black people and civil rights. I mean, most of us know these controversial things that he said about black people being ugly, bad karma. He said it's bad karma to be born as a black person. He said a lot of controversial things about women's liberation. And there's thousands of conversations and thousands of lectures. He lectured every day. He said shit about licking vaginas. He said, if you want to go get one vagina and go lick it. Now, he didn't say that every day, but he said it. Even I know that one. He said, go get one and lick it. You want one? Go get one and lick it. Like a dog licking the vagina. This is your holy man. This holy man. All right, let's look at some videos. I gotta look at some videos. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He said, this is a vagina licking society. This is a vagina licking society. If you want to lick a vagina, he said, men is licking vaginas. But if you want, just get one. Just get one, marry one woman, get one vagina and just lick it. Look it up. You want me to look it up? I can look it up now. I don't know. I can look it up now. Rafal, you familiar with that? You familiar? You familiar with that? That quote? So I know somebody's familiar with that quote. I actually heard that quote, and then for years before the database. Yes, here it is. Okay, so here it is. Here it is right there. Because happiness which you are enjoying, these are not actually satisfying. You are not actually satisfied. Therefore, you want transfer of happiness from this field to that field. That means you are not actually happy. Otherwise, why these rascals? They are enjoying the same vagina at home. Why they go to see vagina in the theater? The vagina is there. But they think that to see vagina at home is not so good. But to see vagina on stage is better. That is your disappointment. You'll see the same vagina here and there. You'll go there by purchasing ticket. That is your misfortune. Trivikram. Well, Trivikram knows about wanting vagina. But the devotee is Atmaram. Prabhupada, yes, but all these Paris big men, they go to see the vagina at night, purchasing ticket, $50, all big men in Paris. There are so many clubs. There are other places where there are other conversations where he's talking about men licking vaginas, and they just need to just grab one, and that's it. Just grab one vagina and lick it, and that's it. see, I have the receipt. I know what's going on. uh, Wait, what? Dear Prabhupada Fraud. Dear Prabhupada Fraud. Yeah, Mike knows where to find the crap in this cult. Mike knows where the bodies are buried. every lady I know in the cult that has read the scriptures has a problem with the way women are berated by old dead Prabhupada Fraud. Finally, something I agree with Prabhupada. I know. Prabhupada's finally speaking. He's finally speaking some. He's finally speaking some truth. If he's finally making sense, he's finally making sense. The guy's finally making sense. He's saying. All these Paris big men, they go to see the vagina at night, purchasing ticket, $50. Yeah, he finally said something. He finally said something that's truthful. He finally said something truthful. Yeah, they do that. I know. It's like, let's start with the fact that Baba Fraud was a no pure devotee who got a child pregnant. He couldn't resist. Absolutely. Let's start right there. But that's a good place to start. But see, these freaks will say, "Well, that was then. Prabhupada didn't have that." And even this Paranjan, even this Paranjan on this page, he lies and he says, "Well, Prabhupada told us Prabhupada told us to follow the laws of the country that we're in." So that's how that's how Paranjan on the pod page, that's how he gets away with not condemning Prabhupada's teachings. He says, Prabhupada told us to follow the laws he says, child marriage is part of the Vedic system, but Prabhupada instructed us to follow the laws of the country that we're in. Meaning, if child marriage is against the law, we can't break the law. But if child marriage is legal, then it's perfectly okay. That's what Paranjan is saying. That's what they want you to believe. But that's not what Prabhupada is saying in that conversation. Prabhupada is not saying it in that conversation. He's saying, this is what we're going to do in our movement. And basically what he's saying is, because in the conversation he says, in this conversation about child marriage, he says, where does he say it? I wasn't allowing them to see each other. I want to make sure they weren't doing anything unbona fide. He says, so Radha Vallabha he wants to make sure, over here he says, I want to make sure. He says something very revealing, in this conversation that I kind of overlooked it. So I wanted to emphasize, I wanted to explain it here. I think it's right here. Radhavalabha says, I don't think anyone has ever done this before in our movement, the Vedic system. He says the Vedic system. So there had been many marriages in ISKCON that Prabhupada performed. He married a bunch of devotees. Tamal, he married many devotees, but they were all of age. They were not child marriages. This is what Radhavalabha is referring to. He's saying, I don't think anyone has ever done this before in our movement. The Vedic system, the child marriage. He's saying, I don't think anyone has ever done this child marriage in our movement. I don't think anyone has ever done this before in our movement, the child system, the child marriage, the Vedic system. They've already had plenty of marriages. They haven't done the child marriage yet. So I had a few questions about it. First of all, I told him that they shouldn't have. So he's saying, this is the first time we're marrying these kids, we're having a child marriage right in front of Prabhupada. And he's saying, so I've told him not to do anything until I spoke to you, because I don't think this has ever been done in our movement yet. 19 and 12, he says. He's 19 years old and he made arrangement. Yes, the boy wrote that, and he made arrangement with another devotee to marry her daughter at a later date. She's only 12. So this, you can't, their argument that this was something that was done in the past and Prabhupada never taught it is this is what Prabhupada is teaching. In 1977, he's saying, and Radhavalabha is admitting right here, I don't think anyone has ever done this before in our movement, the Vedic system. Because there's been plenty of marriages in ISKCON before this. He's explaining the child marriage, 19 and 12. This is the truth that nobody wants to talk about. This is the truth that no one wants to talk about. Not only did he do it, but he's teaching it to them. He's teaching it right here in this conversation. And I ain't no idiot, he's a scammer, and his entire Parampara bullshit is a scam. Yet not only a scam, that's the thing, it's bad enough it's a scam, it's bad enough Paz's brother is in it. Paz's brother doesn't know that this is a pedophile cult. Paz's brother's all excited he's in this spiritual movement, and I'm on a path, and I'm gonna get a higher level of God, and I'm gonna learn to love, and I'm gonna become this monk, and I'm going to chant the holy names just like Chaitanya, and all this bullshit. And none of that shit is real. It's not a 5,000-year-old tradition. There was no chanting, there was no Vedic culture 5,000 years ago. There was none of this. There was no Maha Mantra. There was no Vedas. There was no any of this shit. They were living in caves, man. This shit behind me is 800 years old. Look at that. The pyramids. You want me to believe that before the pyramids were built, that there was this one king, Maharaj Pariksit, and he ruled the whole world? The whole world, 5,000 years ago. Sukadev Goswami or whatever came out fully formed in his mother's uterus, a full 16-year-old boy was born 16 years old, came running out, went running out like Forrest Gump. You can't give me a break, man. And you want me to believe this? And Harvard dumbass Goswami believes this stuff. He believes this stuff, and it's not just me. It's not just this religion. Every religion has their stories. These unbelievable, fantastical space travel, transcendent mission, kill the infidels. It's all the same. Just as some are religions, some are cults. Religion, remember, is just a worldview. Cult is a group of people with the cult leader and the transcendent method and the whole list. But a cult is a group. Religion is just a worldview. Now, people can be fanatical in their religion when they don't have to be. They don't have to be. You can have fanatics in a religion, and they're like, I don't do this and I don't do that. And it's like, well, that's not part of their. Yeah, but I don't do it anyway. I'm extra. Whatever. Hey, we got to do fake human is sorely missed. I'm going to tell you, man, it's not the same. This is not the same. So spiritual, I know. So spiritual, right? I know, man. I know. I'm digging up this shit, man. He's no pure devotee. No pure devotee. Can you imagine if the Pope came out and said, "Hey, all the Catholics, have to, you have to wear the clothes that we were wearing, in 300 A.D. and y'all have to start, living like it's 300 A.D." And everybody started doing it. Then you got a cult on your hands. I mean, when your religion interferes with your daily life, to where you're like the opposite of what normal society is doing. Normal society is like grouping together, going out and chanting up and down Hollywood Boulevard. That's a group of people that are doing that. Religious group of people. That's a cult. That's not a worldview. That's a fucking superstitious bunch of pedo freaks. That's what it is. He's here trying to get his disciples to be celibate monks, but he was no. Yeah, he was okay. First of all, Prabhupada didn't go to no Gurukula. He didn't go to no Gurukula. He didn't go. He was no brahmachari. He didn't go to no brahmachari ashram. He wasn't doing any of that stuff. He joined this cult. He joined Bhaktisiddhanta's cult, and eventually he became the. And that's the thing is like these Gaudiya Vaishnavas, in the six Goswamis' time or whenever they were doing chanting or whatever, it wasn't ISKCON. They weren't doing what ISKCON is doing. It wasn't ISKCON. It didn't even resemble ISKCON. This is all made up by Bhaktisiddhanta and Prabhupada. There was no 64 rounds. There was no this or that. There was no. This is all Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda's imagination of how they wanted this to be. That's why it's not 5,000 years old. It's not even 200 years old. Well, it might be 200 years old. Time flies. It might be 200, 300 years old, 250 years old. I don't know. Not even. 250 years old. Not even. When George Washington was crossing the Delaware, there weren't no Hare Krishnas running around. I'm telling you that right now. There were no Hare Krishnas running around when George Washington, 250 years ago, when Washington was crossing the Delaware, or when Napoleon was Waterlooing, or any of that stuff. There were no Hare Krishna. This is a freaking, modern day type shit. Hey, hey, 6781, how you doing, man? Glad to see you here. He can't teach crap by example. He can't teach anything by example. You got lots to catch up. Yeah, you got to catch up on that first part. Yeah, you got to catch up. taking advantage of the weak. And then he's got this Chandrasekhar guy making music videos and doing nothing. He's still working to ruin people's lives. He's still working to ruin people's lives. All these videos that we see, that I show, that we see of people whose lives have been ruined, like the girl in New Zealand, the guy, the astrologer guy, all these guys going through turmoil and anxiety and depression. And the girl that was married off when she was 12 years, raped and married at 12 years old or 13 years old. And the lady that's getting shit because she wants to help the children. And Rupa Manjari. And this guy's out there bringing more people in so they can experience that type of trauma, that type of harm. And you're like, well, how do you know those people are going to be harmed? How do you know they're not? How do you know that I'm not? I don't want to take a chance. I don't want to take a chance on even one more person being harmed. Paz's brother. Paz's brother being harmed. The guy getting shot in a van. Hell, somebody might come do me in. They don't like I'm exposing this shit. Somebody gets it up their ass that I'm going to go track that fucker down. I don't care where he is. I'll track him down to wherever. I don't care. Some freak, some Radhanath freak, some Hridayananda freak, some Madhu Pandit freak decides they've had enough of me on the internet. I mean, I'm not scared or nothing, but I mean, it's possible. These people are friggin' freaks. I have no idea what you missed. Oh, man. Women and children are the most vulnerable in this goddamn country. Women and children are vulnerable. But I lost 2 people that I know. Men. Jagjivan and Janardana. And they didn't grow up in the cult. They came into this cult and they screwed up their heads and caused them so much depression and anxiety that they killed themselves. And those are just 2 that we know. And I know another one. I know Sringananda's son killed himself. That's 3. How could I possibly know 3 people that have committed suicide? I mean, most people go through life, they don't know anybody that committed suicide. I've met 3 people in a 10-year span that committed suicide. That's fucking insane. It's just insane. What's the fucking point of getting married if you can't mix together? I know. They want to get married because they want to mix together. And then the whole thing is, well, you can't mix together. Tell me that doesn't screw up your head. Tell me that doesn't make you want to commit suicide. You think that the only way you can go back to God is by following these insane rules about sex and marriage and this and that and cooking and this and wiping your ass and fuck. They're against boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. They're against sex. They're against sex before marriage. They're against sex in marriage. They're against sex after marriage. The only thing that they seem to forgive is when a guru has sex with a little kid. Then, hey, we got to forgive that because Krishna says. That's the only time sex is allowed, is when a guru molests a little kid. Then, hey, what do you want me to do? You want me to get upset over that? Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Now, can we get back to Chota Haridas? Because I believe he was looking lustfully at a woman, and he was banished by Lord Chaitanya. Let's talk about that, because that's what we really want to talk about. We want to talk about how nasty, dirty, and awful sex is, even though Chota Haridas didn't even do anything sexual. He was begging some good rice from an old lady. Everything about this cult is miserable. Everything about this cult is miserable. But, you know, if you look at this guy, it's the greatest friggin' thing in the world, according to this guy. Even little black kids on the street like it. That's why it's a cult. Exactly. This is really discouraging. Honestly, he thinks it's the greatest thing ever. It's really discouraging. I know. Hey, listen, pause. Pause. We all did. I did too. I thought it was the greatest fucking thing ever. I thought it was the greatest fucking thing ever, man. I thought I was on this spiritual journey. I was finally on a real spiritual path that was going to give me enlightenment. It was going to take me to another level, another dimension of loving God that just doesn't exist anywhere on the planet. And I was so lucky to have met devotees and to read these books and to have this knowledge about Krishna and the gopis and Lord Chaitanya and the six Goswamis and the Krishna book and all of it. It was the greatest fucking thing ever. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly how your brother is feeling and thinking. I know. We all do. We all do. And it's really discouraging, and I know exactly what you mean. Well, you know, I'm trying to. I really am, man. I'm trying to, you know, I'm here for you, dude. I am really here for you. Because I know exactly what you're going through. I know what you're going through. I know what your brother is going I know what your brother is going through. I know the emotional I know how he's being treated. I know how he's excusing it. I know the anxiety and depression that he's experiencing. I know that he's trying to cover it up with telling you how it's the greatest thing ever, because it is. He does think it's the greatest thing ever, but that doesn't mean he's being mistreated and it's a pain in the ass. It doesn't mean it's not a pain in the ass. That's part of the brainwashing. You got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You got to do all this chanting. You got to do all these worshiping. You got to feed his little dolls. He's got to go wash his guru's feet. He's got to go distribute books and do all that shit. And meanwhile, he's pretending and thinking he's some spiritual monkey man, some monk. I'm some monk, you know, a brahmachari or monk wearing orange or white or whatever, and he's got his tilak and his neck beads. Meanwhile, what I'm saying, we know what's really going on. That's what's so sad. It's like he's got these weird glasses on that makes everything friggin' like that movie. You put the glasses on and you see ghosts and all. He puts the glasses on and he sees like Krishna, and he's all in this weird fantasy land, in this weird cosplaying fantasy land of the Lord of the Rings, Renaissance fair type I'm not exaggerating. He's living in some weird Renaissance fair make believe world. And that's the best way to. That's the best way to. This is the best way to put it, man. The dude about hey monkey boy, man. Great to see you, man. Great to see you. My dad is starting to realize that all this ISKCON BS ain't working. It's good. I'm happy, but however, my mom is the total opposite. Oh man, and I hope that little by little, over time, your mom and your dad will come to the. It's hard. It's really hard. We want it to be real. We want to find an excuse. We want to say, well, that guru's bad, or this guy was bad, or whatever. We want it to be real, like that girl. Like those girls, they want it to be real. She wants it to be real. Hot Lips wants it to be real. Rupa Manjari wants it to be real. And believe me, I feel like if you're in that mental state, and you have to come to the conclusion, you come to that final conclusion that you're in a pedophile, that you come to the conclusion that we have, and you're not mentally able to handle it. I think that can be that. That can be it. That can drive someone, who knows, into a rubber room, into a deleting themselves. I don't know. That's all. If you're already mentally unstable and in a really bad place, and then you got to confront the fact that you're in this pedophile cult, and you've been worshiping the feet of some scammer, faker, fraud, and drinking his foot water. Fuck. I might just want to just believe I'm going to go on drinking his foot water. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. What's worse, realizing that you're drinking some scumbag's foot water, or not realizing you're drinking some scumbag's foot water and you think he's taking you back to Godhead? I don't know which one is worse. I would imagine realizing it and putting an end to it. I mean, as bad as that is, I think that's your only option, man. Your only option. And you, man, all the people that washed Keith Ham's stinky ass feet, thinking that they were getting something out of it. Prabhupada pimped out Keith Ham to kickstart his retirement plan. He did, absolutely. And think of all these people that got scammed into washing Keith Ham's feet and drinking the water off his feet. Like Indra Yumna Swami and Devamrita and Radhanath. You know, Radhanath was washing the feet of Kirtanananda and drinking the water? This sick pedophile humiliation cult. Okay, yeah, every religion is a religion. A cult's a cult, religion. A cult is a cult, a religion is a religion. Every religion has its thing. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a religion. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a religion. So it's going to have its worldview, and it's going to have its whatever, his ceremonies and its script, whatever it is. But that doesn't make it a cult. It does make it. It can become a cult. Every religion, it can be cheating. Yeah, I mean, but not every religion is a cult. I thought the whole religion was about trying to become like these pure devotees. No thanks. Call the police. Report the FBI. Yeah, you think that the whole religion is about becoming this pure devotee, but what is this pure devotee? The pure devotee is this guy who believes that he's an 11-year-old girl, and he's going to have sex with God. He's going to go back to God's planet. And, they like to say they assist the gopis, and the gopis have sex with Krishna. Okay, let's just clear this all up. Radha and Krishna have sex. They sleep together at Nidhivan. They dance together, Sevakunj. They go to bed at Nidhivan. They sleep together, and they wake up together, and they start their whatever they do. During the Rasa dance, there's a bunch of gopis there. A bunch of gopis in the dance. The dance is sex. There's a bunch of gopis there. Krishna expands into many Krishnas so he can have sex with each one separately. Although he's not really. He does that to them. They think that Krishna is only with them alone, but he's not. He's with all of them. But he puts his Mahamaya, or whatever you call it, Yogamaya, Mahamaya, whatever, he covers them with his Mahamaya. So they think that they are individually with Krishna by themselves, but they're not. They're all in one big dance. It's one big orgy, sex orgy. Krishna and the gopis. And the manjaris are there too. But these gurus think that they're gopis. This is gopi bhava, love of the gopis, the ecstatic feelings of the gopis. This mahabhava, gopi bhava. So the goal is to become one of these gopis that has a sex orgy with Krishna. Let's just call it what it is. And these gopis are 12 years old. Gopis are 12 years old. Bhakti Vedanta was self-initiated. Yeah, the whole initiation thing is a bunch of crap too. Bhakti Siddhanta was initiated by a painting of whoever, and Bhakti Vinod wouldn't initiate him, and Gorika Shore. It's all a bunch of crap, and that's what Paz's brother doesn't understand. They fed him a bunch of bullshit about how this is it's a pure, uninterrupted line of. No, it's not. No uninterrupted line of anything. That's why when they say, well, no, you can't have Ritviks, well, why not? Bhakti Siddhanta didn't take initiation from Jagannath Das Babaji or whoever he was supposed to. He didn't take initiation from that guy. And Vishwanath Chakravarti didn't take initiation from the other guy. He just accepted him as his guru. There's no unbroken chain. It is all a bunch of bullshit. That's why it's a scam pradaya. You can't present something as one thing when it's really something else, and then just let it be like that, and then when you find out on your own, you're like, oh, well, and that's how Prabhupada wanted it. When you find out on your own, you're like, oh, I thought it was the other way. No, it's this way. Oh. Okay. I guess. Oh, so this sampradaya that says it's unbroken, there's really big gaps in there, like 500-year gaps or 100-year gaps, 500, 400-year gaps. And maybe they didn't really take initiation from, and maybe they're not even real people. Can we just go there with who is this Jayanidhi and Tirtha Raj and so and so and so and so? You can't tell me that those are real people. And this is what Paz's brother is believing, this bullshit. That's what this guy's believing. That's what this guy's believing, the same crap. You think all the time and money and energy that he's put in to preaching this bullshit, making these videos, that video took some money to make that video, even if he just had to pay a cameraman and an editor. He's still, all the time and money and effort and years that it takes that you're putting into this crap, and then you find out that you're in a pedophile cult. And you get an email from Mike that says, hey, you're in a pedophile cult, dude. I know, Prabhupada, the knower of the future, past, and present, handpicked his sannyasis like Keith Ham. I know, and Tamal Krishna and Jayatirtha and Rameshwar and Hare Krishna and all these. I mean, and that's the thing that Paz's brother doesn't. He's never going to get that. He's never going to get that education. No one's going to sit down with him and tell him and explain to him, man, you're being lied to. They're telling you Prabhupada is this pure devotee. He can see this, and he's this, and that. But why did he pick Keith Ham? Why did Hayagriva editing his Bhagavad Gita? Keith Ham and Hayagriva were having a homosexual affair while Hayagriva is editing Prabhupada's book, while Prabhupada is lecturing and saying while in Prabhupada's book it's saying that homosexuality is bad. It's insanity, and that's the thing. Is it innocent people like Paz, and to some extent, this guy that made this video, they don't know. Just like I didn't know, we didn't know. I went up to the temple, I didn't know. They're telling me Prabhupada's a Vedic scholar. Prabhupada's a Vedic scholar. Prabhupada knows how to translate better than anybody. Prabhupada knows these stories better than anybody. Prabhupada knows the Vedas better than anybody. Prabhupada knows Bhagavad Gita better than anybody. Prabhupada just knows them better than anybody. Why? Because you say so? Because you say so? I was an idiot for believing it. I admit it. I admit it. I didn't have the internet. Nowadays, you got the internet. You got Mike on the internet. You got Mike on the internet telling you. Mike on the internet telling you, I didn't know. I was an idiot. I didn't know. But there's no excuse now. You got Wikipedia. You got Google. You've got Mike. You've got so much. You can see, you got Skeptic Perspective, and you've got so many web pages where you can go see. You've got the Veda base. You've got so much at your fingertips where you can find the truth. You don't have to listen to these people. You can go and find out for yourself. You can listen to this bullshit. Let's look at this. This is such a joke. Let me see. I want you to believe these guys.
There was one couple who was aspiring from Param Pujya Bachila Radhanath Maharaj, and they were Maharashtrians. And you see in the Maharashtrian culture, the wife normally calls the husband Aho. Aho Aikana or whatever. So she would call her husband like that, and now she was thinking, after initiation, name will change. So how should I call him? Should I call him Prabhu? Should I call him by the name? Or there was confusion in the head. Now she was thinking like this. The day of initiation arrived. Maharaj was sitting on the Vyasasana. The Prabhu came. He said all the 4 regulative principles. And Maharaj picked up the beads and said, from this day onwards, your name is Aho Bilam Das.
Wow. See, everything's a magical mystery tour. Like he didn't know. Like he didn't know that. Like he didn't know she called him Aho. They were from Maharashtra, and he was going to give him the name Ahobilan. This is the type of shit that they feed Paz's brother with this type of crap. And Paz's brother is just like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing. This really is the absolute truth. Krishna really is God. Oh wow, Prabhupada is really amazing. What is this one? Has your mom seen all the misogynistic quotes from Prabhupada? Yeah, it's so weird because I know Rupa Manjari's seen them all, because she said Rupa Manjari blames herself for Narayan repeatedly raping her because she says, well, Prabhupada is right. Women do like to be raped. So she had to blame herself for it because Prabhupada says that women like to be raped. So if she was blaming Narayan, then she's contradicting Prabhupada. So she's got to go along with Prabhupada and say, yes, women like to be raped. So Narayan raped me every day. He took me against my will. I was subjected to being raped. But, you know, Prabhupada says that we like it. Women like that. So, you know, it's really my fault, actually. It's you know, what can I do? That's her explanation. That's her rationale. That's her rationale for this scumbag Narayan raping her and all of his other wives. That's how she rationalizes this fucking pedophile cult. She can't even face the fact that her husband was a scumbag and he was raping her and it wasn't her fault. She's so brainwashed, she's going to blame herself for it. Well, Prabhupada, and she's only blaming herself because Prabhupada is blaming her. Well, Prabhupada says, women like to be raped, so it must have been my fault. The whole time, everyone is blaming the people within the organization when the founder is full of skeletons and the Grand Master Papa of this mafia. Absolutely. That's why I got the Veda base. I got the Veda base. What I'm gonna be doing now is I'm gonna be keeping it open. I'm gonna be keeping the Veda base open with the sections that are pertinent. And any of these fuckers come in here and start talking shit, I'm just gonna go right to it and just pop it up on the screen. I haven't been doing that because I'm too busy producing a show that we can watch videos and we can talk about stuff like that. And then they come in here and they start, you know, talking their shit. I need to have it ready. I don't have it ready, so I'm like, oh, where is it? Where can I find this and that? And I'm so scatterbrained. I mean, I'm not a professional at any of this. It's a one-man show. But what I think what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start getting all my Prabhupada quotes in order, and then let them come in, and we'll just, you know, I'll show you the quotes about Hitler. I'll show you the quotes about child marriage. I'll show you the quotes about women have small brains, like to be men. Yeah, Bhakti Siddhanta. Yeah, they're all. He's the architect. Bhakti Vinod. He's a plagiarizer and a scammer too. They're all scammers. All scammers, because scamming is more important. Scamming is more important than telling the truth. Scamming is way more important than telling the truth. What was that? What was that one? Mahabharata war never happened 5,000 years ago. There was no mention of that epic, especially like how ISKCON portrayed it. Krishna isn't God; he's far from it. Yeah, I mean, if you know, now with the internet, you can go online and you can actually research the history of Krishna worship, Radha Krishna worship, Gaudiya Vaishnavism. See, when I joined and when some of us joined, you couldn't do that. There was no information. But now, you know, it's been like, you know, 40 years. It's been like 30 years. It's been, you know, 35 years. You can go on the internet. You can learn the history of Krishna worship, of Radha Krishna worship, of Chaitanya worship. You can learn about these things. You can learn the truth about it. You can learn where Krishna worship started, where relics have been found, where deities have been found, as far north as, you know, Iran or Iraq or Afghanistan or Syria. Or I think they found some Nrsimhadev deities like in Turkey or somewhere. You know, you can research this stuff and find out that, you know, there's a lot more information out there than what's in Prabhupada's books. You know, Sukadev didn't come out of his mother's, whatever her name was. I can't He didn't come out of her, come out running like Forrest Gump, and ran down to the river, and it didn't happen, man. Yeah, there's no mention of that. There isn't there were some wars though that were going on, so it's probably a story about those wars, just like just the story of civilization, and that's how things happen. There's a war or a couple of wars, and somebody remembers it. They write a story about it years later, and they go, "Hey, there was this war," and maybe some of it's true, maybe all of it's true. Maybe some of it's true. Maybe he added a little bit to make it a little more exciting, just like how we do. You know, we tell a story. Yeah, I was on the way to work and I was stuck in traffic. I wasn't really stuck in traffic, but you know, stuck in traffic sounds better. I was on the way to work and I was stuck in traffic, and then I saw this thing came, and you know, maybe it didn't really happen that way, but it sounds better. And what? Who cares? It's an insignificant story. Who cares if I was stuck in traffic or not? And that's how things happen. And so and I'm sure like thousands and thousands of years ago, when some guy was making up the story about Krishna doing this or that, he had no idea that us in the year 2026, that there'd be a bunch of people running around that believed in that shit. Because he knew he was making that shit up. So, not all authors convince bums to crash on their floor to sell their books. Yeah, that's a megalomaniac cult member. I mean, that takes a special kind of L. Ron Hubbard, a special kind of Jim Jones, a special kind of David Koresh, a special kind of Charlie Manson, a special kind of, what's that guy's name? Marshall Applewhite, you know, a special kind of Reverend Moon, a special kind of Rajneesh, Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, you know, a special kind of Prabhupada. You know, there's a lot of them. They're rare. They're not as rare as you think they are. They're not as rare as you think they are. And there's a bunch of these new cults that pop up. These new cults that pop up, and I don't know. And some of us, I go, how are there new cults popping up? I mean, haven't you figured out? We got all these old cults that are still around. And new cults are you think people would be onto that shit? No, they're not onto that shit. They're not onto it. That's why there's somebody new every day. There's a Paz's brother every day getting sucked into this shit. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely friggin' disgusting. I know. I can't keep up. Hey, Paz, go to bed. Thanks for sticking it out, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. I'm trying to help people as best I can. I want to get to some videos. I can't keep up with all the. I guess it's time to get a moderator. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I can't keep up with all the comments. Here's this guy. Look at this guy, man. And
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम्
hey, here you go again. Like I said, I'm going to repeat it, and I'm not trying to be racist or anything. But here we go again with the white man, the Tarzan syndrome. The white man is the better Hindu than the Hindus. It's like, you know, I can teach you. I'm the real Hindu. I'm in your country, and I'm in your temple, and I'm in you're doing your thing, and I'm dressing like you, and I'm acting like you, and I'm talking like you, and I'm reading your books, and I'm actually better than you. I'm actually better than you. I'm holier than you. I'm better than you. I can bless you. Even though my people came over here and destroyed your country, stole your gold, stole your jewels, subjugated your people, treated you like shit for 400 years or however many hundreds of years they were in India, raping and killing and just treating you like this, like 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 the worst thing in the world. And then we reluctantly leave. But I'm back. I'm back as your guru now. So now not only am I back, but now you can worship me as your spiritual superior. So not only did I come and do all that shit to your country, but now I'm back to steal even more of your money.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
And to me, that is really disgusting. To me, that's just as disgusting as a thing you can do. To go back into this country after they kicked you out, they kicked you British imperialist colonizing white people out of our country after treating us like shit and subjugating us and stealing all our wealth and stealing all our labor and stealing everything from us and treating us like shit. Now you want to come back and pose as gurus and pose as spiritual leaders and pose as holy men, like you guys are going to now teach us something after you destroyed our country and put us. India could be a modern day country like Singapore or Mexico or any leading economic country in the world. No, half the country doesn't even have indoor plumbing in India. I mean, I don't have to tell you, I don't want to sound like a racist. I don't have to tell you how horrible the conditions are in India. You see the trains, you see how they got to sit on top of the trains. You see them trying to load those people into the trains. You see the crowds of people in Delhi. You see the smog there. You see how the streets look, the trash everywhere. You go to India, man. I like India. I like going to India. I enjoy the history. There's something about it I like. But I'm going to be honest with you. It's dirty there. There's trash everywhere. And you say, well, Mike, there's trash in the U.S. No, they're not like India. India looks like Skid Row everywhere. And I might be exaggerating a little bit, maybe just a little bit. Now, there are places in India that look nice, where they keep it up and they keep it nice. But that's not most of India. Most of India is dirt. And I'm not blaming the Indians on it. I'm blaming the British on that. For destroying that country and keeping it like 200 years behind the rest of the world. And that's not the only country that the British destroyed and has done that to. I'm not blaming I'm blaming the British for that. But that's just the way it is in India. People are poor. The economy sucks. The government is corrupt, and that's because of the British. Because the British fucked it up for so long. And now you got guys like this coming back in there acting like they're the gurus and building their big temples and sucking up all their money. It's fucking disgusting. And that's like a whole subject that I don't even really get into because I'm into the pedophile thing and the children and all of that. But seriously, man, this is a disgusting thing they're doing to this country. That this organization, that these white ISKCON people go over there and scam these Indians. Just scam them. I want to get to your comments because I don't want you to think I'm not... No, I'm not sure if my mom knows all the racist and misogynist stuff said by Prabhupada, but if she knows, I don't know what to say to this cult. This cult damages your own thinking ability. Yeah, that's what I say. You don't want your mom's brain to blow up. You don't want her, like, she could blow a gasket. It'd just be too much. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's what she needs, but I don't know. It's just like, it's hard to say. That's why this cult is so dangerous. It harms so many people. And just think like if you and your dad, think like if you were your mom wasn't into it, your dad wasn't into it, you were never into it. It was just you were like a normal family that had nothing to do with ISKCON. And then one day your mom gets into it, and it destroys your family. Like so many people. Your mom's like, later, I'm going to join the temple. And she leaves. I mean, that shit happens. They don't even know what the hell they're even following. I know. Like this guy, he's said, I'm telling him all this shit in ISKCON. He's like, well, that's your opinion. Well, that's an interesting take. Like, it's an interesting take. Like children being molested, people committing suicide, women being raped and abused, that's a take. That's my take. That's what I'm saying. When people like that want to come in and say, well, I'm having a good time, all these people, no, it doesn't work that way. You don't get to sit there, you don't get to sit there while everybody in Jack in the Box is being molested and shot and killed and macheted, and you're sitting in the corner going, well, you know, I don't have a problem with this. I'm eating my Big Mac. My French fries taste pretty good. You know how stupid you sound? Do you know how stupid you would sound if they went in and they said, oh my God, there was this massacre in the Jack in the Box? What were you doing? Oh, I was sitting over there eating my sandwich. I saw the whole thing. I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck. You weren't concerned for all the people that were coming in and getting shot? No, they left me alone. So, you know, I was just eating my burger, and they said, hey, he's okay. And so I just sat here and ate my burger. I didn't give a fuck. Yeah, but everybody that walked in was getting shot. You didn't want to warn anybody? You didn't, what am I going to do? That's not my karma. That's their karma. I'm having a good, like I said, my fries were fine. My fries were fine. My burger was fine. I'm not getting involved with all that over there. That's over there. I'm over here. It is friggin' insanity. That's how this Civil War wants to be. Oh, your daughter was molested? Sorry to hear that. But, you know, so where did you get your degree in Indian studies? Acting like you don't know, like you haven't heard, like you don't know any of that stuff. Yeah, like acting like he didn't hear any of that. Like it's like, other than your husband getting shot, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Like you see my email and what I said to you about all the shit in your cult, and all you can say is, oh, well, there's a lot of shit in the world. Yeah, there is a lot of shit in the world, but we're not talking about the shit in the world. We're talking about your shit in your cult. And that's the disease, and that is really one of the main things about cults, is that they just want to just minimize all their cult shit. And act like, well, you know, there's child molestation anywhere. Well, then why should I join your cult? Well, abuse can be there. You can find abuse anywhere. Well, then why should I join your cult? Kali Yuga strong, you know, you can, and you got all this past karma. Well, then why the fuck should I chant your friggin' thing? Why should I do it? If Trivikram can fall and Rameshwar can fall and all of these guys can fall, why should I do it? Why? Oh no, that's funny. Also, there's an ISKCON dating app that I heard, something like that, ironically and idiotically hilarious. See, then that is funny. We gotta do something. I gotta find out about that. Somebody's gotta find out about that. Somebody's got to find out about that. Let me know how we can just. I gotta. So, historically, there was a Buddhist scholar, Kapila. So to combat him, the Bhakti cult made up their own. Right? Yeah, I know. I know. So Kapila wasn't the Vedic scholar. Well, there's. They claim that there's two. So it's interesting how, the original Kapila was somebody else, and so then they came with this other Kapila. But they actually say Lord Kapila, the son of Devahuti, not the other one. Lord Kapila, the son of Devahuti, not the other one, because we're not, we don't want you to think that, ours is the real one, not that other one. It's so funny. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. No, I'm not saying there was an authentic Buddhist Kapila to counter his Buddhist teachings was the fake. No, I'm saying there was an authentic. Yeah, right. There was an authentic Kapila, and then they made up a fake one so that they had their own, or I don't know. That's why I say I don't trust this cult. Now I understand that, I say that I don't believe in Chaitanya, and I know there's a lot of people that say, well, there's historical records of this and historical records of that. I'm not convinced. I'm still not convinced. I mean, maybe. I'm not convinced either way. It's up in the air. I need real evidence one way or the other. Prabhupada says the most vile things about women, then recruits them into his cult for free labor and free discipline. I know. Can we study that? Can we have a study of that? So I want to get to some of these things. At least Charles Manson was upfront about being a monster. He didn't hide under an orange cloth. Yeah, I mean, let's give him that. Let's go ahead and give him that. So we did Indra Yumna Swami, and we did Radhanath. What's this one? Let me see what this one is. So, here they are, back to, you gotta get the kids, you gotta get the young kids, man. They gotta go to the school and get the young kids, because the young kids don't know any better. They're a captive audience. They can't go anywhere. They can't leave. They're in school. They're forced to be there. They're forced to do this. And then they give them a book, or they give them a pamphlet, and they give them some prashadam. And they're fishing for future devotees. And it's disgusting, because these kids aren't smart enough. They don't have the freedom or the intelligence to know what's going on. And even if they did have the knowledge to know what's going on, which they probably don't, they have no power to stop it. They have no power to stop it because they're in school and they're being forced to do it. They have to be there. Here's another one. Here's another one. So here you got a whole room, a whole ISKCON school. It says ISKCON School of Culture and Values. Meanwhile, their values consist of this pedophile Prabhupada with his 19-year-old men and 12-year-old girls, a perfectly good combination for marriage. 19 years old and 12 years old. And we got gurus that are saying that if these gurus are molesting little boys, there's nothing we can do about it. We got to let them go. Because if you criticize them, you might become a ghost. You don't want to become a ghost. So just think of how, and knowing those two things, and then you look at this video of these little kids, and you just go, you know.
लीफ बनाना है और नाम लिखना है और अपनी स्पिरिचुअल विशेष लिखनी है गौरव
You say, look at this school where these little kids are. Do you know that what this cult teaches? It teaches that 12-year-old girls and 19-year-old men should be married, must be married. Prabhupada says in the Bhagavatam that these 12-year-old girls must be married. They must be married. I've shown you that one too. It's Canto 4, 4th Canto, Chapter 11, verse 19 or something. I can't remember. I can't remember all the shit that's in this cult, okay? I just can't keep it all up here. It's a mountain. It's a mountain of fucking shit. The fact that they marry these 12-year-old girls off to grown men, the fact that these gurus say that if they're molesting little boys or little girls, too bad. I don't want to be a ghost. I'm not gonna criticize them. I'm gonna go to their birthday party. I'm gonna give them a friggin' cashmere sweater. I'm gonna go swim with them in the river. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want with them because I don't care about these kids. It's disgusting. And they put these kids on the internet and they use these kids to bring other kids into their cult. And this cult just straight up says, we married children at 12 years old. We let our gurus get away with anything. Here's some more. Some more, they're looking for little kids, searching for little kids. And they put it right on the internet. We're looking for little kids. Look, we're at the schools. We're preaching at the schools. We're trying to get little kids into our pedophile cult. You know, the cult where we encourage 12-year-old girls to marry 19-year-old men. And our founder says that even an 80-year-old man can have a 16-year-old wife. And that as soon as a girl is entering puberty, 12, 13, 14, I don't know, because some parts of the world women enter puberty at other parts of, because I'm an old Indian, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. As soon as she has puberty, she can go to the husband. We can marry them at 11, and we can marry them at 11, and we can breed them at 12. Maybe 13 if she's a little late. Maybe we take her to vacation to the Bahamas, get some of that tropical air. Maybe she'll menstruate a little earlier. I don't know what we can do. It's fucking disgusting, this guy. And then they want to put it on the internet that we're looking for little kids. Look, we're preaching at the school. We want more little girls and little kids. You tell me this isn't fucking disgusting. You tell me this isn't fucking disgusting. When you read this shit and watch these videos with this knowledge fresh in your head, it's disgusting. These people want to defend this crap. Wants to send me an email telling me, oh, that's an interesting take. Interesting take? Have you read the database? Have you seen the videos? Interesting take? Fuck you. Trying to make me out to be like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like the only one who knows what I'm talking about. Got some more videos here. This guy again. The fucking little girl Swami again. I ain't complaining. He needs to be exposed. These people need to know. People out there need to know. Signing his book. He thinks he's Mark Twain now. He thinks he's Stephen King. Hey, he wrote a book about himself. Oh my God, you wrote a book about yourself. Jeez, how imaginative. How fucking imaginative. I made up some stories about me going on tour on my Gurupalooza, and I wrote a book about it because, you know, I gotta make some money. It's not easy out here for a pimp. You know, it's not easy. Look, help. Hey, camera, turn the camera off. I got my little girl here. Hold on, turn the camera off. Oh, okay, I'm gonna write love letters on her hand. There you go. That's disgusting. Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. Talk about grooming. Talk about grooming little girls to be submissive, to be 12-year-old brides, not to talk up, to teaching them to take all the abuse from an early age. So so they can marry her off at 12 years old. Just like Prabhupada says, come on my show and tell the world that you don't believe in child marriage, that you think that Prabhupada was wrong. Come on my show and tell the world that. Come on my show, Cyril War Chandrasekhar Das. Come on my show and tell the world that you don't believe in child marriage. Gaura Hari, come on here and tell the world you don't believe in child marriage. Indra Yumna Swami, come on here and tell the world you don't believe in child marriage. All of you fuckers. Come on here and tell the world you don't believe in child marriage. That Prabhupada was wrong when he was teaching child marriage. Come on here and tell the world that child marriage. You don't even have to come on here. Make your own goddamn video. You got fucking videos on you all day long. You got cameras on you, phones on you. Sit there, look into the camera and say, I don't agree with child marriage. I don't agree that 12-year-old girls should be married to 19-year-old men. I don't believe in that. And Prabhupada was wrong. Prabhupada was wrong. Say it. Just come make a video and say it. No, you'll make videos defending these pedophiles, defending these gurus. Bhakti Vikash will make a video defending these gurus, but you won't come on here and make a video saying that child marriage is wrong. Come on here and make a video and say child marriage is wrong. You won't do it. This rant was brought to you by 7-Up. They won't do it. Chandrasekhar, he won't write a song about child marriage is wrong. How about you do that? Make a music video and you can dance around in Culver City and you can say, you know, child marriage is wrong. Prabhupada was wrong. Do that. Make a music video about that. They ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna do that. So anyway, everybody, that's let me see. I think that's it for today. I think I'm gonna end it here. Well, what do we got? Oh, I'm gonna save this one for next time. I'm sorry. I'm gonna save this for next time. Everybody, I'm gonna call it quits. I hope I'm not having internet problems. I've been having internet problems. I might have had some internet problems again. I don't know. But I want to say thanks to everybody who was watching today. Wow, and Liam, and Monkey Boy, and 6781, and Rafal, and Jeff, and everybody, and Paz, and everybody. I want to thank everybody for joining in today. Tim, and Ann, and Jenna Morton, and everybody. And if I lost connection, I'm sorry. I really apologize for that. It's happened before, so I know what that's like. Everybody, please, everybody have a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and some great luck. And everybody, please stay out of a cult. Hey, Rafael, thank you for joining in today. Keep sending me the videos. I still got some more videos, but I've gone 2 hours already, and it's getting. I got things to do. I got things I was supposed to do that I didn't do. So I want to thank everybody for joining in. We're going to do this again, and remember, this is a pedophile cult. You don't have to be nice. Abide. Yes, the dude abides. The dude abides, man. And oh yeah, and I wanted to mention that somebody in the Reddit subgroup was good friends with my friend Radhakund. So we both, mutual friends of Radhakund Das. He was in LA. He knows a bunch of people that I know. So we're kind of connecting. I don't think I know this person, but we have some mutual friends, and we were in LA. Evidently, we were in LA at the same time, at least a little bit of a crossover. So that's kind of exciting to me. And he was good friends with Salochan, the devotee that got shot. He knew him. He was good friends with Salochan. So he was good friends with Salochan. He was good friends with Radhakund. And it's kind of exciting to connect with this person. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen in a Krishna Cult Watch chat room or with Krishna Cult Watch and Mike. You just never know. So that was exciting. I thought I'd let you guys know. Hopefully this person is going to come in and join a live if he hasn't already, and share some experiences. And that's going to be exciting because I'll get to know more about who he is and what he knows and who he knows. And I can't wait for that to happen. So everybody, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm getting up there, man. I just need a few more. Need to go a few more so my videos can get pushed out to a wider audience. So thanks again. Have a great day. And this is me a long time ago when I was a Hare Krishna. And thanks, everybody.